Hello, welcome. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at r/Tinder. Yay! Let's have a dig through the cesspool that is dating sites. Now, I haven't been on dating sites for a good while. I have a profile that now and then, when I'm very, very bored, it's got nothing on it really, but I'll go and have a little bit of a look just to see what's on the market, you know? You gotta be nosy now and then, haven't you? I never find anything that appeals to me though, to be quite honest. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in getting into with me today, then please stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Okay, lords, ladies and ladies, let's have a little looky what we've got here. This person has said, Miss Big Britches over here. I can't wait to read this. You cannot be 34 and still figuring out your relationship goals. Lil skull dead face. Also, I have no desire to be a wicked stepmother at the tender age of 27. Rolling eyes emoji. Sweetie, you can't act this way and be a 3 out of 10 at best. Oh, burn. Actually, who the F matches with someone just to tell them they aren't interested? I guess that explains a lot why you're single. No, but seriously, like what the hell? I thought that as soon as I read that, I was like, wait, you matched with this guy? What? Next up, we've got a little text conversation. So the blue is the OP and the grey is whoever the hell they were talking to. Hi, blank. Given your dream job in your profile, is Almost Famous one of your favourite movies? Actually, it is not. Lol. Oh, do you dislike it? It's an okay movie. What's one of the best movies? Full Metal Jacket, Clockwork Orange, The Shining. See, whenever I read The Shining, right? And I don't know if they spelt it wrong, but I'm sure that is actually how it's spelt. I always want to say The Shinning. And that sounds like something entirely different. All Kubrick? No Tarantino or Farrelly brothers? Okay, I don't watch films, all right? I've got the attention span of a gnat. Leave me alone. Don Bluth? John Hughes? I like a lot of movies. Do you like conversation? Sometimes. Well, if you think you like it now, just wait until you try it. Yeah, like, this person was giving nothing. Blankness. I remember talking to a guy, God, years ago now, but it sticks with me to this day because it was so funny and the irony was delicious. But basically, on his profile, it said on his profile, I keep getting ghosted and I'm not sure why. So if anyone finds that there's a problem when you talk to me, please let me know because I don't know. Like basically making a joke out of the fact that he keeps getting ghosted. When I tell you, the conversation with this man was drier than the Sahara. It was insane. Like, I was given like leading questions and leading conversation topics, and I would get back one-word answers. In the end, I am not ashamed to admit, I too joined the long list of women ghosting him. I just couldn't even be bothered to explain to him why he was such a turd. Now I would. Back then I was like, no, I don't want to get into like an argument, a beef with some man on the internet. Now I'm just like, bring it on, I don't care. I think when you're past the age of 30, you just give up the ability to give a shit. This next one says, interesting hobbies. Haha, thanks. What type of things are you into? Okay, how are we gonna word this one? Playfully tying each other up, sharp implement play, blood and slapping. And then the person just replies, I like salsa music. Two very different people, I feel here. I get the hint that it may not work. Took a month, but it worked. So the person OP's having a conversation with says, I am deathly afraid of horror movies. Oh my God, same. I do not watch horror films, which is funny. Really? Because if you saw me, you think I would. I look like the type who would, apparently. Also, you're really handsome. And then OP replies, let's cut the small talk. When can I pin you against the wall like a piece of art? Bold, very bold, but a month later, she replies, I'm ready now. I can't fault it, I suppose. She was game. OP says, thought two guys were using the same pickup line. I was wrong. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse my pronunciation here, quite clearly. I have not travelled very much. I think I've mentioned before. I also am no good at accents, okay? So please excuse me for butchering this next sentence. Buenos dias, mami. I have a feeling that that was terrible, with a little sunshine emoji. I know this shite sounds weird to start, but I think I've seen your picture somewhere before. OP replies, where, lol? And then they put, it was in the dictionary, next to gorgeous. I hate these cheesy child lines. There's nothing wrong with them, I just hate them. And then that's now onto a second conversation with somebody else, and they say, feels like I've seen you before. OP says, in the dictionary next to gorgeous? And they reply, laughing my effing ass off, that's cute, but I was being serious. I think I've seen you on the strip once. How embarrassing. Right then and there, I would unmatch and disappear. Delete my profile. I'm gone. OP says, I was not expecting that. So the guy they're talking to says, I'm going to be straight with you. I've got a date tonight with a girl I've been talking to. If all goes well, I might be deleting my apps. If it doesn't, I'll likely come back. I would instantly lose interest then because I'm not being second fiddle, thank you very much. I mean, I applaud telling them, but still, I am no second option, thank you. OP says, I have the worst luck in dating, Skullface. I respect you for telling me. Have a good time. And then he says, I know the feeling. I've been rejected and stood up a lot already. OP says, for me, it's mostly been people ghosting me, so I'm glad that at least this time it didn't result in that. And then he says, I've got a bit more dignity than that. OP then checks in on how their date went. You're nicer than I am. Did it go well? It did. Want to make a final effort to win me over? Because I'm probably going to delete my dating apps otherwise, not going to lie. Wow. I couldn't think of anything I would want to do less. OP says, I think if I had to make a final effort in this scenario, it's probably not meant to be, but I wish you and her a lifetime of happiness. Smiley face. And then he says, shame. You would have been fun to pin down and breed. Goodbye, doll. Vomits violently. Then OP just replies, that's crazy. Yeah, a little bit. OP says, my experience on dating apps leads me to believe he did show his kids as he was swiping through. Oh no. Oh dear. Keep your kids separate from your dating life, single parents. Don't be weird. Also, just a little note before we read this, just a little note. Don't invite strange men or strange women round your house that you do not A, know, or B, barely know and have only been dating for a couple of months. Don't be weird. My daughter said you look like a princess, mummy. Mummy? OP says, bro, are you showing your daughters the women on dating apps as you swipe or something? Yes, I think he is. That's so creepy. Or, even creepier, he's not actually showing his daughter any of those pictures, yet he's telling you that he is to try and weirdly flirt with you through the voice of his daughter. And I don't know which is worse. OP says, welp, that was a fun convo. So first off, it's OP's opening move and they say, hiya, what's your favourite colour? And they just reply, date soon. I don't know that colour. Damn, I like grey, you? Grey is an interesting choice. I like yellow. And they just put, I hate yellow. I don't know why, but something tells me there may not be a spark here. And they say romance is dead. Oh, goody. Hi. Hello. How are you, baby? Okay, first of all, I think you meant how. Second of all, can we not call random people we don't know, baby? I'm doing good. And you? I'm good, baby. And they say, baby? Question mark. They just put, yes, because you're like a baby. No, in the bin, the one that's on fire, straight away. What the hell? Okay. Yeah. Do you have a phone number? No, actually, in 2025, I don't have a phone number. Not one. Not a single one. Hi. Do you want me to? Dude, could you not? Do you want me to happy times in your mouth? Not really. No, not really. Not ever. Never ever. Try it. Bite it off. Men want just 3 things. I'm so funny, I'll always tell you the truth, and I'll let you hit it raw. Girlie, no, no. Do you want the super clap? That is how you get the super clap. Don't be doing that. What's that saying? Don't be silly. Rap his willy. And, then you're not going to end up with necrotic flaps or something. Please don't do that. Go with as many as you want, but at least make them put something on it. This is why I have notifications off. Respectfully, King Arthur himself could not pull me out of you. Okay. Fair dues on that one. That would make me laugh. I would unmatch them because they only want one thing. But I'd have to give a round of applause for just the audacity and the funniness of it first. Next up, she sent me a list of her requirements. One of them includes a salary of 300,000k plus. In this economy, dear. Okay. I just read your profile. Tell me about the checklist. Haha, do you want to see it? Of course I do. Yeah, this dude wants to know what he's getting himself in for. Of course he does. Lol, it's quite the list. Let's judge this on a scale of fair enough to absolutely delusional, shall we? Bare minimum for my husband. 1. Loves me deeply and puts me first. Fair. 2. Financially successful. 300k plus salary. What salary are you on then, love? I think that's completely delusional, especially in this economy. 3. Generous and spoils me. Fair to a degree. I don't want guys buying me a ton of things. That would make me very uncomfortable, but I would like them to spoil me with time, and I would do vice versa. You can do little acts of affection for each other that don't have to cost anything. 4. Sophisticated and enjoys luxury. Subjective, I'd say that one. Some people like that kind of thing, some people don't. Some people don't care. 5. Emotionally intelligent and confident. Fair. 6. Chivalrous and protective. Be careful what you wish for on that one, because there's chivalrous and protective guys that are decent, and then there are guys that will call themselves chivalrous and protective, but what actually it is they've got a massive temper and they're very controlling. There's a difference, so be careful what you wish for on that one. 7. Ambitious and disciplined. Fair. 8. Family orientated and well connected. Fair. 9. Fit, attractive, and well-groomed. Well-groomed, yes, because personal hygiene is something I think everyone should take pride in. I know there's people that can't or physically aren't able to take as good of a pride in their personal hygiene as much as they would absolutely want to, and that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm on about people that are absolutely able to and just can't be arsed. I dated someone like that. Oh, they were an ex for a reason. Partially because my nose couldn't cope with it anymore. So, as far as attractive, again, that's subjective. Everyone has a different type and you don't know what they mean by that. Fit, I couldn't care less. I've gone with really muscly bodybuilder types before. And then I've dated chunky guys. I like them both. What can I say? I'm greedy. 10. Takes control and makes plans. I think that's something that both partners should be doing, but it's not a bad thing to want someone to be able to take control when need be. 11. Keeps his word and values trust. Absolutely. Fair. 12. Supports my goals and lifestyle. Supports goals, absolutely. Financially supports your lifestyle, get a job. 13. Fun, outgoing, and socially respected. I mean, fair. 14. Prefers privacy over social media validation. Absolutely fair. It's fine to post on socials. It is weird when it's like their whole life. 15, loves traveling and fine dining. That's a subjective one again. Some people like it, some people don't. 16, SUally disciplined and loyal. Yeah, because you don't want him putting it in everything that moves. Fair. 17, handles pregnancy prevention. No hormones for me. That should be something you should both be doing, but I do understand being frustrated at the job being left down to the woman all the time. Completely get that. 18, makes life easier. Maid, chef, etc. Yeah, no, you lost me. You lost me completely, love. Why the hell would you expect a guy, again in this economy, to be buying you or paying for you to have a maid and a chef? Get realistic. OP says, this made me swipe left. Wait, is left no? Or is that right? Okay, I'm sure we're going to figure out. I bet we can tell by what this says. So I'm guessing this is someone's profile they were looking at with a potential to matching with, and their about me says, I haven't been on a date in 5 years because nobody will even match with me. There is nothing wrong with me. I can talk to women just fine. I'm not a creep and don't love bomb. Okay, this is reading a little creepy, my dear. I just do not get a single chance ever. You don't care about how much I make, but I do. I worked my butt off to get here. I bought a fast car because it's fun to drive and I'm proud of it. I bought a house. I'm doing big things, but nobody to share it with because it's 2025 and nobody on Tinder is good enough for you women. First of all, breathe. Second of all, what's the bet in this dude goes round just like bragging all over his profile about all of his material things and says nothing that shows that he has any personality of substance at all. And that is probably why he's finding himself incredibly unsuccessful, because nobody wants to date a show-off. Okay, so that's all we got time for today. I do have a comment I want to share with you. This comment, I was laughing so hard because it really highlights how sometimes I can be so dense. When I read this comment, I was like, I'm so glad someone pointed that out to me because my goodness, I would have just gone on blissfully unaware of how stupid I'd been. So first of all, before I read the comment, I want to just say I am so sorry if I butcher your username, which I know I am going to. We have probably gathered by now from me reading comments on, the Best of Redditor updates threads and the other threads. I am terrible with pronunciations. It's just when you're reading them, it's so hard to decipher because obviously they're clumped together. There's no spaces or anything. And then also the fact that I am not well traveled. So yeah, if I butcher usernames when I'm reading comments, I am extremely sorry, and feel free to correct me and give me a little pronunciation guide. That would be amazing, actually. So then in the future, if I read one of your comments again, I will not get it wrong. So this comment was left on one of the nice guy videos that I did previously last week. I don't know. I don't really remember when I posted it, to be honest, but it was in reply to me saying a guy had said on there, drop the a-hole. And for some reason, my head, be it whether it's because I'm just so used to these people, these blokes on the internet being so gross, in my head, I thought he was asking for butthole pics. So I made the comment of, oh my God, I can't believe he's asking for butthole pics. So Nanook Deerster 1290, I'm so sorry. I know I've butchered that. I am so sorry. Replied, drop that a-hole is actually not asking for pictures. He's saying leave that guy. Slightly less gross. And when I read it, I was like, oh my God. I am so dense. Of course that's what it means. But again, because I'm so used to reading blokes saying gross things on the internet, I think my brain immediately went to the worst case scenario. So thank you so much for pointing that out to me, because yeah, I would have just gone on blissfully unaware that did not mean that at all. Oh, goodness me. But there we go, yeah. I laughed for a solid 10 minutes when I read that because I was just like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with my brain? Anyway, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate you very, very much. Keep your comments rolling in. I do like to read them. I do like to have a little chuckle along or see different perspectives or find out that, like with this comment, that I have actually been extraordinarily dense. So keep them coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, because obviously it helps you find your way back here. Other than that, I have 2 more videos I need to edit. And I've wasted half the day already laying down with my cat. So yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Goodbye.